guys, it's summer, which means we are going to try to spend a lot of time indoor, and I think this is the best time to read more books and get started with reading. So in today's video, I'm recommending 11 books you should be reading this summer. Today's video is sponsored by Storytel. In case you didn't know, Storytel is an audiobook brand that I am hooked to since several months. Being on Storytel has helped me so much in expanding my reading and helping me read any point of time, because audiobooks can be heard even when my hands are busy or if I'm doing something that does not require a lot of attention, especially when I'm traveling. So I highly suggest you guys to get Storytel if you want to read more and if you want to read audiobooks. In case you're new to my channel, you can use a code storytel.com/elite to get a 30-day free trial of Storytel, and it will cost you just $2.99 per month after that, and you can cancel anytime. Best part, you get access to 1 lakh plus audiobooks, and in today's video I have shortlisted a few from those 1 lakh titles, so I'll leave a link in the description below using which you can browse Storytel's whole list of titles. But in today's video I'm just putting out a few of them which I really like, and you can go to my section on Storytel, Heli Recommends, to check out what are the other books that I recommend on the app. Now without any further delay, let's get into today's video. The first book that I think you should be reading is Bird Box. Bird Box is an amazing book. I'm pretty sure you've watched or at least heard about the Netflix movie. It was amazing, and I don't really like a lot of Netflix movies, so this one was really good. You should be reading the book if you want a better version of what you saw on Netflix, because trust me, it's way more dark inside the book, and it's available on Storytel. I listened to it and I really loved the whole vibe of the book. The next book that I think is perfect for summer reading is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Now I am pretty sure you've heard about this book. This is one of the most famous classics. If you go out there and search 10 books to read in a lifetime, this book is always gonna pop up. You have to read this. I have mentioned this book many times in my videos, and I also have a review of this book. I'll link it down below, so please do check it out. But I really feel that no matter what your age is, you will be able to relate to this book and the protagonist of this book. It's one of those books which stay with you for a lifetime, and I think summer is the best time to experience this feeling. My next recommendation will be Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Although I love Circe more, I think that for a change you should be reading the Song of Achilles. Achilles is a character that everyone who is interested in Greek mythology loves. He's like the Krishna of Greek mythology, and also like the stories of Krishna and Achilles are very similar in a lot of ways. This book follows Patroclus, Achilles' best friend, and Achilles obviously in their adventures, and I really love this book just because Madeline Miller has a beautiful writing style. It's not as good as Circe, but then Madeline Miller's writing style makes up for it. Next book that you should be reading on Storytel is Van Gogh's Ear. If you don't know the story of Van Gogh's ear yet, Van Gogh cut off his ear and gave it to a girl, and he didn't know that girls don't want your cut off ears. And this is a very famous story about Van Gogh. That is exactly why I want to read the book on Storytel. This is a book that I've not read yet, but I've kept it for my summer reading list. Next book that I have been dying to recommend to you guys is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. It took me a lot of time to read this book, and if you're an introvert, if you have mental health problems, or if you want to read about a character who has learned to survive but not to live, which is like the blurb of this book. I really love this blurb. When blurbs are so simple, like encompassed into 2 lines, I love it. You will love this book, guys. And there's a calmness about this book that is threateningly real, and which is why I really like this book. I was actually pretty shocked when I started reading it, because I was expecting it to be massive, heart-shattering or something like that, but the pace is really slow, and it takes time to get into this book. But once you do, you're gonna love it. It's a book that I am sure you'll love reading on a summer afternoon. If you want to read a thriller, you have to read Behind Closed Doors. I absolutely loved it. When families look superbly amazing or superbly perfect, there's something surely wrong behind the cook. If a family looks perfectly normal, if a family looks perfectly, more than normal, something wrong is surely going on behind the closed doors. And B.A. Paris's book explores such a family, namely a wife, a husband, and her sister. I won't give away any spoilers, but I have to say no one is what they seem. None of them. Next will be a non-fiction book that I'll recommend, which is A Monk's Guide to a Clean House and Mind. If you have some time this summer, please clean your mind and your house, because I think that your life improves significantly when you clean the clutter around you and inside you, and this book is absolutely perfect to approach that. This is a very thin book and it's a very easy read, and I love the illustrations inside this book. This is so simplistic yet so efficient in putting across whatever thought it has to. This is available on Storytel for, I think it's about a 3-hour audiobook, so it's really less, but I still wanted the paperback because of the beautiful cover. The next book that I think you should be reading this summer is Norse Mythology. I think summers are a perfect time to increase your knowledge, and what better to increase your knowledge about than mythology. Also, Neil Gaiman's writing style, I've told you guys numerous times already, is amazing, and the way he has written Norse Mythology, you can read it out to a child and he'll understand. So you should definitely be going for this. This is one of those books which will be entertaining to any age. By the way guys, if you're hearing background noise, I'm so sorry, but you know, construction work is going on in my area and it really sucks. The next book you have to read on Storytel is None of the Above. None of the Above is a book about a girl who discovers that she's intersex, and her secret is also found out by others in her school, and how everything goes after that. Through her journey, we understand how it feels to be none of the above. This book has received a lot of acclaim worldwide, and I really like the way the book was titled, and I really think you should be reading this book if you want to read something very assorted. I don't know about you, but in summers I feel very lazy, and I think the perfect book for a summer read will be My Year of Rest and Relaxation. This book, as the title goes, is about a girl who rests and relaxes for a year. Can you believe that? But this book is not as realistic because she's having a lot of medicines and drugs, and I am pretty sure that if you do that in real life, you'll not be resting for a year, you'll be resting forever. So that's definitely not something you should take inspiration from, but just read it for the fun parts of it. Yeah, you may give it a read if you feel very lethargic in summers as well. 2 more books that I really want to read this summer. Both of them are big ass books. Number 1 is Murakami's Killing Commendator, and this book has a beautiful cover, but this book is really expensive on Amazon or anywhere actually because it's so big and it's a hardback. So I think Storytel is the best place where you can get this book. I love Murakami. He deals with magical realism and his books are definitely magical. So if you want to read magical realism, there's no better book to read than Killing Commendator in my opinion. But if you are just getting started, you can also read Spotting Sweetheart or Strange Library, both of which are also available on Storytel. But this fat ass book is something that I really want to finish reading this summer. Last but not the least, Manu's Pillai's The Ivory Throne. This book has been on my list for so long and I'm finally reading this. This book, I have heard a lot of good things about Manu's Pillai, the best being that he makes history come out alive. This is Chronicles from the House of Travancore. Also guys, look at the book cover. I really like it. And if you're reading books in summer, I think you should be reading any or every Ruskin Bond that you can get your hands or ears on. So yeah guys, these will be my recommendations for summer. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. I really loved putting this together, and let me know what are the books that you are reading this summer. I'm also looking for more summer reading recommendations, so please leave your suggestions in the comment section below. I'd love to know. As I told you guys, all these books are available on Storytel. Use my code storytel.com/Helly to get a 30-day free trial to get access to 1 lakh plus books, and oh my god, it's a good deal. After that, it's just $2.99 per month and you can cancel anytime. So it's a great deal. I am listening to Storytel for over 9 months now and I don't regret it at all. And I'd like to thank Storytel once again for sponsoring today's video. As I told you guys, the link to Storytel's all fiction and non-fiction books will be in the description below in case you want to check out their library of 1 lakh plus books, and I'm pretty sure you'll find something that suits your taste. This will be all for today's video guys. Bye bye.